What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Petey Mac. Man, get on up here. Pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family. We on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. What's good, family? I'm back. Yeah, here we are. We back on the porch once again. I hadn't talked to y'all since last year. How y'all been? Y'all know it's a corny joke, but I'm always gonna tell that joke every time the new year passes. We here for season 3, man. We finna have us a good time. Let's start off by talking about the Super Bowl, this past Sunday. Oh my God. Congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles, but I did not expect them to come out there and dog walk the Chiefs, man. Oh my goodness. They came out there and bust their heads open. As a matter of fact, if we were playing Madden, the Chiefs would have had to got off the sticks before halftime. Man, and I knew that Philly was coming for blood because they went for it on 4th down on the very first possession of the game, very first series. They said, we going for it. And would have almost been a great catch had the refs not called offensive pass interference. And I think that's why Philly really did what they did because, you know, everybody been saying Kansas City has had the referees in their pocket the whole season. So I guess Jalen Hurts and company said, we can't put this in the hands of the referees. So congrats to them. And I know Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill and What We Do by Freeway played all night long in the streets of Philly, man. Congrats once again to the Philadelphia Eagles on winning Super Bowl 59. Remember the world lost its mind last month, man. I remember TikTok, January 19th. They said that TikTok was shut down. They said that a couple of times over the years, so I thought they were just playing. But man, I woke up, tried to go on TikTok, and they had shut it down. You couldn't even get it in the store anymore. A lot of people had the app and deleted it. And then, man, I'm talking about people lost their minds. I have never seen a bunch of grown people just that upset about an online app. Oh my goodness, it was bad. But then they brought it back up at the 8 hours. That's how I know a lot of y'all can't survive the apocalypse. Y'all not going to survive it. And then, like I said, the way people acting, they acting like it was the rapture and they got left behind, which is crazy because you knew when it was going to happen. Like, yeah, people lost their mind. They brought TikTok back. And as a matter of fact, I saw one of my friends' Facebook post. They actually have the app back up that you can buy in stores, not like the Apple Store, Google Play Store. So, good for that. But, you know, a good thing that happens with TikTok coming back, like, I didn't really know this, but it's a lot of things you can learn on TikTok. You know, they teach you a lot of things, and, and a lot of businesses actually advertise on TikTok. Because, you really don't see commercials like that because a lot of people don't watch TV like that no more. I mean, not network TV anyway. If it ain't streaming sites, and streaming sites don't really have the type of commercials they have on there. For some reason, streaming commercials always have PrEP and PEP. That's HIV prevention and after you got it, medication and manscaping ads. I don't know why they do that. And then also they got stuff to help you keep regular, help you get your poop regular. I don't know what's going on, but that you seem to be like the most you see on these streaming sites. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I hope you was with the one you love, and if you weren't with the one you love, I hope you was with the one you wanted. I mean, because and I'm gonna say this. I had a friend of mine play around yesterday. He put up a Facebook post talking about what would we do as his homeboys if he was to call us and wish us a happy Valentine's Day. Now, last year I had called him and just forgot it was Valentine's Day, and that motherfucker told me happy Valentine's Day. I told him, I said, bro, that's gay. I'm not saying you gay, but that's a gay act. Don't no men need to be calling each other, that we wishing each other no happy Valentine's Day. And as a matter of fact, comedian Detroit Red, he put up a post that went viral talking about how women have Galentine's Day. He said we were going to have, like, Melentine's Day. I like Melentine's Day. I like, oh my God, boy, they told him to shred. But I know, I met him before. I know he just did that up. He was trolling. But yeah, we ain't doing that. Since I've been gone, y'all, a lot of good music has came out. One is a guy I think I talked to you about the last time we was on the porch. It's a dude from Texas named AJ Snow. He just released an album called What the Game Been Missing. And it's straight bangers on there. Straight bangers. Nothing but heat. My favorite song is like the song he got called Spend the Night. It's kind of like I'm going to put it to this way. What MJG's in the middle of the night was to like the late 90s. That's what Spend the Night is to 2024, going into 2025. Found two new artists from Texas. One is from Houston. His name is Les. He's dropped 3 albums since last time I talked to you. Supply and Demand, GameCube, and Based on a True Story. And all them 5, like I said, it's something about Texas and having like that West Coast vibe lately. I mean, back in the 90s, like with UGK, they had that too. But yeah, they having a West Coast chill vibe. Also out of Texas, cause like I said, Texas bringing that heat. Is a guy named Hashi Senju. He had this song called I Done Swung, and it was just smooth. Then he did the remix, and on the remix he had Charlie Boy, Duro, and Paul Wall. The people shout Paul Wall. He's back making music. He also released the album. Check that out if you got Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff was just like I said, Les's album, his name is spelled L-E-S. I mean, not L-E-S, it's L-E$. But all them 3 albums, mwah, chef's kiss. And I also found out about this cat out of New Orleans. I saw his stuff on social media. His name is Low Steve, and his S is spelled with a $sign too. I don't know what's up with everybody in the $sign. I guess they trying to, I guess Currency started a trend years ago, but hey, his music is fire. He got like a bunch of singles that he dropped. I don't know why Buddy didn't just make them an album. And I told him, I followed him on Facebook because I told him, hey man, you got a fan in me. I said, but you should have released all 12 of them singles as an album. I said, because they slid like an album. And he actually hit me back. He's like, yeah, man, I was just trying to get a buzz out there. He said, appreciate the support. Yeah, definitely check him out too. And since we still on the topic of music, Uncle Larry did it again. Last Friday, he dropped the album. It was a collaboration with him and 2 Chainz. It's called Life is Good. I am not going to lie to you. I was a little worried when I saw Larry June had dropped it with 2 Chainz because they got 2 totally different styles. But then I had to think back to that song that they had on Spaceships on the Blade, Still Booming. So I decided to get a chance. But be honest with y'all. It's a good album. It's good. I mean, you got the album, but you got Larry June. You got 2 Chainz. So all of them are great at what they do. But it's like, it's good. It's got replayability, but it's not going to be like at one of my top ones that Larry has done. And this is how I feel about Larry June and Alchemist, because Larry June mainly works for 2 producers. He works with Alchemist, and then he works with Cardo. When Larry hooks up with the Alchemist, he never misses, but it's still like them hooking up is like when Shaq was with Penny on the Orlando Magic. I mean, they get it done, and it's beautiful, and they just electrifying to watch. But when Larry hooks up with Cardo, that's like Shaq and Kobe in the Lakers. They do damage, and they win the championships. They win the championships. So yeah, I mean, that means good album by him. Definitely go check it out if you hadn't. Cause I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed that album. Just got through finished reading a book. I started this book actually during the pandemic, but just never got around to finishing it. Especially since I love this college basketball program, so I had to read about their legendary coach. I finally just finished John Thompson, who y'all know is the late, great, legendary coach of the Georgetown Hoyas. I finally finished his autobiography, I Came as a Shadow. I'm going to be honest, that made me love Georgetown Hoya basketball even more. Like, he went into details about, like, his life growing up in D.C., him going to high school, him idolizing Elgin Baylor as a kid, which I didn't even know that Elgin Baylor was from D.C. until I read his book. He talked about him going to Providence College, you know, like really being around white people. He, like, talked about how he studied a white man and how he's always trying to figure them out. Him getting drafted to the Boston Celtics, playing behind Bill Russell. How he ended up at Georgetown in 1972, and talking about some of the players like Allen Iverson, Michael Graham, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning. He talked about like how he mentored his players, how he disciplined his players, and mainly how he protected his players. An example of that is, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have known the story, but if you haven't heard the story, he had two players, one of them happened to be future Hall of Famer Alonzo Mourning, that were hanging around the D.C. drug kingpin, Rayful Edmonds. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, if y'all in the know, y'all have heard of Rayful Edmonds. Y'all know about how expansive his empire was, and you know how deadly it was if you cross him. Because Rayful Edmonds was said to be a big supporter of Georgetown Hoyas basketball. Matter of fact, I read somewhere where it actually said when one of Rayful's soldiers would die, he would bury them in Georgetown gear. That's how much he loved them. So, you know, a lot of people said they heard that John Thompson said, stay away from my kids or I kill you. But no, he said he had the meeting when Rayful was real respect, when he just told him, hey, whenever you on that street shit, my kids can't be around, please back off. And he said that Rayful Edmonds is very respectful as hell about that. Now, one thing I did learn from reading this book, I didn't know, because he talked about when his time with Iverson being on Georgetown. I found out from this book that Iverson's killer crossover is not something he developed on his own. And first of all, the killer crossover, Tim Hardaway had it before Iverson. But Iverson just took it to the new level. He just made you think he was completely going one way, then brought it back with the quick, like, nope, going that way. So he didn't develop that on his own. He actually learned that from one of his teammates, dude by the name of Dean Barry, who happened to be from Brooklyn, New York, which I'm not surprised, because New Yorkers, especially from Brooklyn and Harlem, they know him as ball handlers. So, yeah, he's the one that showed Iverson how to do that, found that out from him. So, like I said, if you haven't read I Came as a Shadow by John Thompson, you definitely need to read. It's definitely a good book, especially, like I said, if you love a story about how a black powerful coach, especially if you love college basketball, get that book. And continue to rest in peace, Mr. John Thompson. And thank you for making Hoyas basketball what it was for us as a culture. Now, speaking of rest in peace, might come as a shocker to some people if you hadn't heard, but Rayful Edmonds, who I just talked about, that had the meeting with John Thompson, actually passed away 8 days before Christmas due to a heart attack. Now, this kind of strikes me as odd because he had recently been released from prison, like a few months before this happened, then for him to have a heart attack. And every time he had interviews, he looked like he was a picture of health and all this. And then he just suddenly gets a heart attack. Matter of fact, this is what got me. How in the hell, when he had a life sentence, was he able to be paroled? Like, what's going on with that parole? All this stuff, him getting released and him dying on heart attack, it's a lot of very fishy shit going on. And to put it in perspective for y'all about how Rayful Edmonds he was, like anybody, if you ever watched Paid in Full, you remember when Rico came to Mitch and said, hey man, we need to go down to DC, we need to make that happen, the shit is popping in DC. The DC connect that Rico is talking about, that's Rayful Edmonds. That was Rayful Edmonds. So now, what you know, especially with Rico, who was based on the real Alpo Martinez, with him talking about he gonna snitch and people in DC and Maryland doing their thing, you know, it kind of points out, you know, it's kind of like, what did he say to get out of jail? What does he know? Because a heart attack, right after you got released from jail after a few months, you know, that's kind of wild to me. So I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. So, but yeah, all I'm gonna say this to anybody: stay your ass out them streets. They don't love no damn body. They unforgiving, and all your boys and all the ones that say they real thorough, they real niggas, they won't snitch. They will. They put the heat on them. They will. They sing like a canary. So y'all, in the streets, stay out of them. Or at least watch it back, man. Because, I mean, who am I to tell a man how to get his money? Also, speaking of, like, recent drug law that's been released, something's going on with 50 Cent and Big Meech. You know, 50 Cent was supposed to have a welcome home concert for Big Meech day before yesterday. And then, come to the day of, he decided to cancel it and post it on social media. Now, 50 Cent, everybody know how 50 Cent is petty. And I've heard this a lot over the years. I actually see memes and social media posts about it. It says every day 50 Cent showed us why somebody shot his ass 9 times. I'm just gonna say this to the next person who try to take a shot at 50, go and make it 10. I'm not saying to kill him. I say, but hey, if you trying to get that man up out of here, just make it 10 to be sure. Cause you know, boy, 50 is one of the biggest trolls out there. Boy, you better not never have beef with 50. 50 gonna embarrass you. He is gonna, hey, like I used to tell a couple of girls I used to date when they used to say they was gonna come to the comedy show and they were gonna like heckle me thinking they'd be funny. And I said, that's real funny try to heckle somebody you done seen naked before, you know what I'm saying? So I used to tell them this, I said, you want to be part of the show? I said, I can make you the show. And that's exactly what 50 be doing. 50 be making people the show, man. Oh man, that man is one of the pettiest men alive. But hey, that man is so entertaining. I've been watching a lot of TV since I've been gone. TV is getting good. I'm so happy because my favorite show, The Rookie, has come back. And they've had a few changes. You know, some of them good, some of them bad. So, the 2 good changes I love is that Sergeant Gray, played by Richard T. Jones, who all y'all know is either Slim from The Wood or Mike from Why Did I Get Married? A lot of y'all people call him Mike. I call him Slim. That's how I met him. I met him as Slim, and he gonna always be Slim. He made lieutenant. And I'm so happy that he made lieutenant. And then Officer Juarez, who was a rookie last season, she is no longer a long sleeve. She got a short sleeve. And I'm so happy to see that because she's a good cop and she ain't bad to look at. I ain't gonna lie, the actress that played LaSeth Chavez, that thing is very pleasing on the eyes. Do you hear me? Now, just because this show is my favorite show doesn't mean that it's without its flaws. So, they've had some bad changes. Number one, Thorson's gone. Thorson's gone, the actor who played him, True Valentino, revealed that after C6N, he wouldn't be back. So they wrote his character out and saying he got transferred to North Hollywood precinct. Now, they got 2 new rookies on there. One's a white guy named Seth. He's a local from Los Angeles. He seems to lie a lot, but he's trying to lie to fit in. And seems like a good dude. He just don't mean no harm. He just want to impress people. And the other one is a black guy named Miles, who had 2 years of experience in Texas and for the Sugar Land PD and transfer. You know, he overconfident, he cocky. But I'm going to tell you what really pissed me off about him. It's his that Texas accent. They gave him that tumbleweed Texas accent. Now, the band is first of all, your brother. And he's from Sugar Land. Sugar Land is the Houston area. That's like in the Houston, greater area. Wouldn't no black man from the greater Houston area talk like that. Would not talk like that. You know what I'm saying? They got him sound like he fresh off a ranch from rustling up cows and shit. And I hate that. And the actor that plays him, Derek Augustine, he's from New Orleans. He should know better because everybody from New Orleans either go to Houston or got family in Houston. So you got a connection to Houston. He should know better. And I'm really disappointed in that actor for doing that with that Texas accent. Speaking of Texas, there actually is a comedy that I just found out about. It's called Mo. It's about a Palestinian comedian named Mo Amir, who grew up in Texas, he migrated to Texas and grew up there. Just had his second, and I think looked like his final season. Apparently the show came out in 2022 and they just got around to making the second season. Man, it is very funny. Like, if you like Houston vibe, culture, the way they do things and the struggle for immigration, all that, you definitely need to check out. That shit is funny as hell. It's almost like, if I had to say, it'd be like a Mexican, not a Mexican, excuse me. It'd be like, well, Mexican, it'd be like a Mexican / Palestinian / black version of Curb Your Enthusiasm, set in Texas. And Mo Amir would be like Larry David. But yeah, so definitely check that. They got another cop show on Prime called On Call. I like this because it's kind of like The Rookie, but it's R-rated. Now, I hate the fact that them episodes are 30 minutes apiece. We need them hour-long episodes. Prime, we need hour-long episodes of On Call next season. And I'm definitely going to keep watching it. They said in Long Beach, California. Y'all know I love Long Beach. So, it definitely was a good show. Well, understand why, because it was made by the dude that created Law and Order, Dick Wolf. So, it was already winning from the beginning. Now, there's a new show that I get hearing people talk about, but I finally binge watched it last week, and I fucks with it heavy. It's called Landman, and it's created by the same guy who created Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan, and it stars Billy Bob Thornton, and Billy Bob Thornton is being Billy Bob Thornton. And I love this show because Billy Bob will just tell people off. He'll make you look stupid, basically like how Billy Bob Thornton is in majority of his movies. A drunk that just cuts you down, don't care how you feel, but you're rooting for him. And I like this show because it takes place in Texas. It don't show it's not showing everybody as cowboys. It's just showing regular 9-to-5 blue collar men just working to make a living. Ain't nobody wrestling up no cattle. Ain't nobody lassoing everybody. Ain't nobody riding on horseback. It's just good 9-to-5 blue collar regular men. Now the show do confuse me because they say Midland, but a lot of times they show Odessa. And I'm like, is it set in Odessa or is it set in Midland? Like, which one? And I'm going to be honest on how a lot of women worship that relationship on Yellowstone that the character Rip has with the character Beth, how he just lets her get away with everything. Man, This show got the relationship that I admire. That's the way Tommy, this Billy Bob Thornton character, like I said, handles his wife Angela, who's played by Ali Larter. If y'all don't know her, if you've seen Varsity Blues, she was the one who had the whipped cream bikini on. And if you've seen Obsessed with Idris Elba and Beyonce, she was the white girl that was, stalking Idris Elba. His relationship with Angela, oh my God, that's how it is. He sat there, she started going off on tangents. He would straight up tell her, I don't have time for your shit today. I don't have time for you. Shut her right down. And they toxic, they go back and forth. But I was like, that's a realistic relationship. That's the type of relationship I want. Because he will cut her down with the quickness. She'll start, he'll be like, I ain't trying to deal with this shit today. And then she just sit there look dumbfounded. And then they screw. And I was like, nah, that's the relationship. It's only one thing they do in that show I don't like. That's their daughter, Angela. She just straight up tell them she's screwing dudes and all. I said, no, that's that white people shit. Nah, black people, you ain't finna just sit up there and allow my daughter to bring a boyfriend and screw him in the house and just say, I just don't want to know. Just lie to me about, no, you ain't finna do all this. That's the only bad thing I hate about the show is how they just allow their daughter just be on some whole shit and they just accept it. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But other than that, like I said, superb show. Definitely can't wait for season 2 to come back. And the last show I'm going to talk about before I get out of here, and I'm so happy that it's over, and it ended very well, and it's taking on an emotional roller coaster, and that's Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai finally released its last 5 episodes, and they wrapped up everything. And I'm so glad. I'm not going to put out no spoiler, but I am so glad that they wrapped it up. Now, like I said, it came to a great ending. It came to a very great ending. I love the way it ended. But it was like enough is enough. Like, man, how many times they going to have these kids fighting for the tournament? How many times these brawls going to just break out everywhere? Especially when, like, Daniel San and Johnny get to fight. These jokers over 50 just throwing hands. And the next 15 minutes, they wake up and just walk off. I am 36 years old. I stretch too hard, my back gon' crack. And I know the insurance policies probably got to be through the roof, if not canceled, because they always getting hurt. You know, like I said, it was, and then I'm so tired every time you look up, Mr. Miyagi had something. Mr. Miyagi fought in that damn tournament. Mr. Miyagi done killed the man. It's just like, damn, what you gonna tell us next? Mr. Miyagi had a black baby mama in Crenshaw. But like I said, it ended beautifully. Everybody had a happy ending for the most part, except for 2 characters. And y'all will see what I'm talking about, because I did not expect to see that coming. That actually had my jaw dropping. But after 6 years, Cobra Kai is gone. And I, for one, will miss it. But I am glad, because it exhausted the hell out of me. Well, anyway, y'all, it's been good being back on the porch with y'all. Y'all come stop by next week. We gonna kick it some more. We back, baby. Especially with, football over with. So now I got y'all full-fledged attention now. Because I know I was battling with NFL and especially NCAA. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Also about the NCAA. Shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes for winning the national title. And shout out to Notre Dame, who they beat in the national title for knocking off Georgia. Y'all did the country a favor, because the Georgia fans were turning in to the new Alabama fans. So, yeah. So, congrats to them. Sorry I didn't put them in there when I was talking about sports. But, y'all want to find me, y'all can find my name. I'm on Facebook, or you can check me out on social media. On Instagram, it's PeterMac10. That's PeterMac10. Or you can find me on TikTok. Thank God, knock on wood. PeterMac89, spelled the same way. Just move the 1 and the 0 and put an 8 and a 9 in there. So until next week, y'all be cool, stay calm, and get paid. Holla at y'all.